Alright, so I'm leading off with a red herring here by making it look like I'm leading with Hippowdon, but I'm actually planning on leading with my Frostlass. My Frostlass is a suicide lead, and it's got a spikes, taunt, the basic Smogon set. And I'm going to taunt this Mew because I'm afraid it's going to taunt me, and I want my Frostlass still being able to use spikes, and so I'm going to taunt it so it can't use taunt. And that worked. I'm going to go for spikes as he switches in to his Victini. I'm expecting this Victini to be Scarf, but not like it really matters, because if he goes for V-Crate like he's probably going to do, he's going to slow himself down to the point where Frostlass, who's going to survive using Focus Sash, will be able to outspeed and get the third layer up. Which is actually not what happens. Frostlass is naturally faster, which means this isn't a Scarf Victini, and I'm able to go through the third layer of spikes. I went for the third layer over Destiny Bonding, because I'd rather have the third layer than having this Victini dead. Mainly because Hippowdon, at this point, is a perfect counter to Victini. And I'm going to roar it out, so that way whatever he switches into, because he's not going to stick his Victini still, stick with his Victini, whatever he goes out to is going to get roared out, and hopefully whatever he gets roared into can't deal with Hippowdon, and it's forced to switch out again, and also more spikes damage. It's Togekiss is what he gets roared into, and he chose to go into Flygon, so it went Victini to Flygon to Togekiss. And I'm not really worried about Togekiss doing anything to me, so I'm just going to set up rocks. And he actually goes for the Nasty Plot, and I'm going to stick in with my Hippowdon and go for Roar, because I'd rather have my Hippowdon take one special hit and roar it out than have my Empoleon take 2 special hits and then roar it out. And it gets roared into Shaman, which isn't that great for Hippowdon, but Bronzong doesn't care at all about this Seed Flare, and he's going to go for Gyro Ball, predicting a switch, but actually the Shaman goes for a substitute, and Gyro Ball breaks that. So now I'm going to go for another substitute, either expecting him to switch or mainly to expect him to switch out again, and that's because it's the best move. And he goes for a super effective HP Fire, and I go for Protect to get leftovers. Now a lot of people after they went for Protect would go for Gyro Ball, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to go with Toxic, and I'm going to Protect again, which all this does is gives me 1 extra turn of Toxic, which you never know, it could help you win again. So now he's going to switch into his... Oh, he starts complaining about the fact that he needs a splinter. Now he switches into his special Togekiss, which he was probably thinking this is a physical Bronzong, and therefore would be able to set up on the Bronzong, but he's actually a special Bronzong, and therefore this Aurora Sphere, if I wanted to, I could go Gyro Ball, Protect, and turn this Aurora Sphere into only doing 9 damage to me. But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go with Gyro Ball and try to take out this Togekiss. But he decides that instead of letting his Togekiss die, he's going to try to PP stall me out of Gyro Balls, which is actually a pretty good idea with Roost. But to stop this, I'm going to go with Toxic on my Bronzong, and which is going to cause him to eventually lose this battle if he decides to do that. I'm going to go with Gyro Ball again because it's my best move. And he's going to go for Nasty Plot. I'm not going to go for Protect right now, because I'm afraid of him getting another Nasty Plot up, and therefore being able to do even more damage to me. So the best move to go for right now is Gyro Ball, and then let Toxic finish him off. Alright, so it goes into his, what I'm about to find out is Banded Victini. I was expecting to take this V-Crate with my Hippowdon, and then outspeed and Earthquake it to death, but because it's banded, it kills me. And I'm going to switch into my Confagrigus, who's going to be outsped by the Victini still, but he's going to set up a Calm Mind. Well, he's going to survive the V-Crate, set up a Calm Mind, and then be faster and knock out with the Shadow Ball. But the Hack's got to decide to smile on Too Easy and grant him a crit, which is just great. And then the intelligence gods decide to frown upon me and make me think that this Victini is going to switch out if he's threatened by an Apollyon, which he's not, because if he switches back in, he's going to die to hazards. So I'm going to go for Roar, expecting him to switch out and then do the hazards damage thing. But I should have gone for Scold and just taken the Victini out, because it was never going to switch out. And I lose my Empoleon to a V-Create for my stupidity. So now I'm going to go into my Porygon, who's going to take it out with a Scarf Tri-Attack. And he's going to switch into his Suicune, who I'm expecting is a Calm Mind variant, because he came in on a special attacker. So I'm going to go to Bronzong, who's going to Toxic it, but he Mirror Coats, and what would happen if he kept on trying to Mirror Coat, and I tried to Toxic him, is because of pressure, I'd go down 2 PP points per turn, so I'd only have 7 Toxics, but he only has 7 Mirror Coats left, so it would just end up with, he'd run out of moves, but he's going to decide to, which is a winning scenario for me, because I'm pretty sure I don't know what I'd do from that point on, but I'm pretty sure I could win in this situation. And he decides that he's going to go for Surf, as I go for Toxic. And I'm going to go for Protect, Earthquake Protect, because I'm pretty sure triple protecting won't kill it, and quad protecting is way too risky, because what could happen is I protect, and then I protect, which works, and then I protect and it fails, and I protect and it works, because, I mean, you can't fail twice in a row, and then I protect and it fails, which would cause me to take 2. I'd rather take 1 than risk taking 2. So I'm going to go Protect, Earthquake, Protect. So now he's going to switch in his Mew and set up some late game rocks as I switch into my Porygon Z, and I was going to trick him, my Choice Scarf, but I decided against it. But I really should have. It would have been the best play, because it would have forced him to switch out, because he's going to lock himself, if I had done that, he would have locked himself into Taunt. And then he would have been forced to switch out to his his Flygon, and his Flygon would take a Tri-Attack, and this game would go much better for me than it's about to. But sadly, I don't even kill him with the Tri-Attack. So now he switches in his Scarf Flygon. I'm pretty sure it's Scarf, because most Flygon are, and I'm about to get it confirmed because it's going to outspeed my Scarf Porygon. I'm going to go for Tri-Attack in case he decides to U-turn or Dragon Claw, and maybe my Porygon could survive that. He's not going to go for Earthquake, because, Bronzong's completely immune to that, and he's probably not going to go for U-turn, because my Porygon would probably survive that, and he's not going to go for Dragon Claw, because my Bronzong would be able to wall him all day if he was locked into Dragon Claw. So sadly, my Porygon doesn't. He makes the right choice and goes with Outrage. I'm going to go for Protect to get lefties. Recovery. I'm going to go for Gyro Ball and hope for a crit, because I know it's a 2-hit KO, so if I crit, I win. But I don't crit, and I'm going to go for Protect. And the thing is, protecting, like this Protect, broke his Outrage counter. So it went Outrage because he Outraged 3 times, and he didn't get confused. But what I didn't know is if you Protect on the second turn of a 2-turn Outrage, they still get confused. And this is what gives me a coin flip's chance of winning this game. If it's heads and he hits himself, I win. If it's tails, which it wasn't, he kills me.